We are going to be finishing I believe today, we will be finishing the intro basic tutorials for all of Pytorch. There's a lot more tutorials to go. The good news is we built our model successfully yesterday. We trained it, it learned. Now we're going to test it on our test data set. That's the plan for today. We're going to go to the bottom half of this tutorial to make sure it looks good. Then we will be jumping into the save and load model, which will conclude this week of all the basics, the beginner basics. Although it feels like it's been pretty advanced so far. The good news is we have a lot more to go. There's nowhere near done. Hey, it's Neva! Steven, good to see ya! Welcome on in. We're at the very end, the bottom of the basic tutorials. I'm really excited. We're gonna do the test loop today. We're all familiar with this. We're gonna use model.eval and with no grad, no torch. I don't like using with statements like this because it just indents it automatically. So I'm gonna use it differently. We're gonna make some adjustments. It's gonna be great. I'm excited for this. We're nearing the end here. Although good news, bump into testing our data. So we've got no grad here, test the XRE model. So what do we have to do? We're gonna say model dot not train. It's the opposite, right? It's gonna be eval. Okay. We're gonna do model.eval there. Basically the arg is not none. It does one thing, and infinite it does another. Wait, if ninits? Wait, if ninits what? Eval. Yeah, eval. We got eval, yeah. So we got no grad and we got eval. So that way this prevents any of the regularization level thing, the dropouts. It disables dropouts and things like that. We don't need it because we're not using any of those things. All right, you guys, let's get bumping up here. So we are going to, all right, so we need a little bit of data here. This is going to be a little bit of setup. So we need the size of our data. We need to get our test data though. We need to pop in our test data. We haven't loaded any test data yet. Where is that? All right, so we've got a data set here. We're gonna go test. We're gonna make this a test here. Test data set, train false. And then let's clean up. Let's do some cleanups. So now we've got our test data. And we don't need that anymore. We need to test DataLoader. We're going to pull in our test here. Test underscore data set. Batch size. Do we need batch size with this for the test? Do we need batch? We'll do batch size. That's fine. Now we've got our train function, model.test. Then we're going to get some. How do we want to do this? X, Y. Okay, so it's the same as up this. Okay. Do we need to enumerate it? We don't need to enumerate a data loader, right? Oh, we only did that for progress. Okay. Okay, got it. That's good to know. Okay, so let's do this. For X, Y in test data loader. Do something. All right, we're going to do a output equals model X. Okay. Do we need, we don't necessarily need to calculate the loss here. We can just see whether it got it right or wrong. Like this is unnecessary. We're just gonna see, we're gonna do accuracy and precision. Let's do accuracy and precision. Let's do both of them. We'll go all the way. Okay. Test loss, correct. So it does it. Okay, the tutorial is covering both cases. You should batch test and batch size can affect the results for some ill-informed measurements, such as some definitions of perplexity. Let's learn together, you guys, what perplexity is. All right. Perplexity definition. Okay. A inability to deal with or understand something complicated. Oh, before we run our training, we're just gonna do the testing. It's gonna get it all wrong, which is fine. We don't care that it get it wrong. It's fine. So that's the output. We should do argmax is what we need here. Argmax. Hey, we don't have to do any rounding. Oh, this is great. Out.argmax. I think the answer or the label answer equals. And then y is going to give us the actual result. Yeah, we're going to become Pytorch experts. Once we do that, we're going to start building some pretty amazing projects, and it'll be a lot of fun. That's going to be fun. We're going to do it, you guys. All right, let's see if this worked. I'm pretty sure that'll work because I just read the code and it seemed like it'll work. It's supposed to. Hold on. Expected all tensors to be on the same device. To model.device. There you go. Is it better now? You like that better now? Okay. Same device. Boom. Yes. Yes. Okay, perfect. This is what I was looking for. They can't all be wrong. There's got to be one random correct answer. There's got to be one correct answer. Let's try it again. There's got to be one true. They can't all be false. There's no way. No. All right, so maybe what we have to do is we have to do something else. Okay, so this is going to be... Okay. I've already got my out with my answer, so I don't need to reprint it because I already argmaxed it. Do we need to do the same with y? We do need to argmax it as well. The argmax 1. There we go. I think. Let's double check. So we'll do y dot argmax 1. I think, like that. Should be fine. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so yeah, that looks good. That looks correct. Okay. Yes. Happy. Okay. The size of tensor 10 must match the size of B. 64 is not a dimension, not a single dimension. Okay. All right. One semi-issue. Little semi-issue. Perfect. That's what I'm looking for right there, you guys. Although, did it print the losses? I don't see. This should be different. I should see some floating point numbers. I see some floating point numbers. Why am I not seeing floating point numbers? This is wrong. Something's wrong. What is the deal here? G? Custom dataset? Did I do this right? Are we ready? Are we writing the right thing? Why is it not printing this? Right here. Right here. It should be a bunch of floating point numbers. All right. Print. We're gonna low. All right, we're gonna make sure that it's actually the right one. It's okay. Oh, Steven, the answer's here the whole time. The loss and the cross entropy is gonna be a single scalar value. You should have said, Steven, it's right there. It's right there. It is working the whole time. It's working. Okay. So let's go our precision. How about this? I like this better. We'll do cost calculation. Cost. We say loss. We'll go cost dot append loss. Yeah, try that. And then we'll do an average over it, so we get our how close we are, how good we are on it. It'll be good to also, basically what we're doing is, what we've done here is, let's see here. We've got our data set, we've loaded it, we've trained it, and now we're doing the test loop. We're gonna validate how good the model is on data that it's never seen before. That's the whole point of AI. You train a model on a whole bunch of data, and then you give the model data that it's never seen before. Here's a picture of a cat, here's a picture of a dog. And if it can correctly guess the answer, you've made a good model. You did it, you made it work. Steven in no-grad, we need to detach. Oh, Steven in no-grad, no need to detach. Oh, really? Because we're in no-grad. Oh, we didn't know that. Really? You don't need to detach? Okay. Detach. Let's get rid of those detaches, you guys. No need to detach. Looks good. We run through it. We got correct. Let's just print correct and see how it goes. We'll just print correct. Okay. No, this is gonna be different now. We've got accuracy and correct. Print accuracy. Okay. Let's try that out. What are you trying to learn? We are trying to learn the network to predict. Yes, exactly. It's a tensor Looks fine to me. Okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we got our values here. Perfect. All right, looking good, you guys. Happy to see it. Correct cost append. So this will give us an array of our current loss. We could change that up though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that to a 0, and instead of appending, we'll say plus equals. Divide that by categories? No, divided by 2? Wait, how should we do this? Cost equals cost loss. It needs to be a sum divided by the total. So there's always going to be 2 in this involved. So just do like this. We'll try that. Let's see if that'll work. Okay. What is the best software for mobile? Epic Bloxbo? Best software for mobile? What do you mean? Are you talking about like an app or an operating system? Because there are different things there, right? There's also no inference mode, which a new different somehow does the same thing. Oh, there's a new inference mode. Got it. Which does no grad, and at the same time it does eval. So what is this inference mode? Let's check that out real quick, you guys. That's important. All right, inference mode Pytorch. Inference mode Pytorch. La la la. All right, so torch.inference mode. This context manager or decorator disables gradient calculation and tracking. This significantly reduces memory consumption. Yeah, that's already what NoGrad did. What else does it do separate? This speeds up computation because Pytorch no longer needs to store intermediate results. Yep, we know that part. Is generally preferred over NoGrad for pure inference, as it also offers minor additional performance benefits by disabling view tracking and version counter bumps. Tensor created under this mode cannot be used in computations that require gradient later. That's fine because it's the same thing as NoGrad. So we'll do inference mode. Hey, look at that. All right, Neva, thank you. Inference mode, everybody. Use inference mode now going more time because I believe it's going to take a lot of time for quality. Yeah, it does. Games take a lot of polish. It'll be ready to share in Discord and DM. Sounds good. We'll be waiting. Ready to go when you are. Okay, I think that looks about what I want. Do I have anything else that I am interested in before we proceed on forward? We don't need that anymore. We don't need that anymore. So we've got our final answers, looking good there. And you know what? The cost should also have, let's do that here. This dot 2f. We can do that right there. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Happy about that. All right. Great. All right. Looking good. Okay. Let's get rid of all our debug statements. I think we're ready to go, you guys. I think we're ready to go. See, that's going to take a while to run. Oh, just kidding. It was instantaneous. I was like, oh, this will take a while to run. No worries. Now we can train the model and see if we get if we did a good job. Let's see if we did a good job. Actually, I'm kind of curious, you guys. Do you think we'll get above 20% accuracy? Let's say 30%. All right. All right. Will our model get more than 30% correct? Yes or no? Let's see what you guys think. I'm kind of curious. We're going to find out right now. We're going to find out. We're going to run it, and we're going to see what the actual accuracy is. I'm kind of curious. I think we're going to do pretty good. I think we're going to do pretty good. Here we go. It's going to train, and it's going to learn, and it's going to give us the answer. The loss is going down a lot. So you see, we're learning. The loss is going down a lot. We're looking good. Every time, looking better and better, right? Dropping down, dropping. It's already below 1. It's already below 1. which is amazing. Here we go, guys. Are we gonna do it? Just checking real quick. Are we gonna do it? Whoa, look at that, 88%. Oh, we look at that. Whoa, all right. I call that a big success. That was really good for non-optimal. I mean, somewhat optimal. We did mess around with it a bit, right? We messed around with it a bit, right? Just a smidgen. We could increase the epochs. We could increase the units. We could do a couple of things there. 88%, not bad for a non-convolutional neural network. It's just a standard MLP or DNN. There you go. Or an ANN, right? Well, and DNN is a DNN, deep learning neural network. You think some companies, let's see, yes. Let me learn another, yeah, okay. So rereading your if else. We're gonna train. Let's just bring that over there. And we'll save the model like that. Okay. Either way, we'll run the test. Test it. All right. Load model if it exists. There we go. I think we did it. You guys. The answer is yes. If this passes, we did it. We have to run it twice. So we're going to find out. We can run it twice. Neon is an optical property of where some wavelengths of light are shifted to contribute to other colors. Brown is the opposite. Oh, it's an inverse of that. All right, here we go. Okay, so far so good. If we run it the second time and it does not train and it loads and it works and we get 80% accuracy, we're good to go. Work, you guys. Do you use Vim? Yep, we're using Vim right here, you guys. Yes, we did it. Vim, yep, you got it. Right there, Vim. This is the one I use. Version 9.1.1752. GG's, we did it, Guac. We did it. Success, you guys. 86%, pretty good for a non-convolutional neural network, simple deep learning model. It's considered the best of practice. However, below, if you use weights only false because it involves loading the model, which it's a legacy